Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a major part of my childhood. I've seen nearly every episode of the old cartoon that began in 1987, as well as the 3 original films and even the 2 newer Michael Bay films. My older brother and I collected quite a few of the action figures, and of course we clocked many hours playing co-op in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project, for the NES. I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, not being as frequent in our rental rotation as the 3rd entry in the NES series, and we won't even talk about the first one because I still have nightmares about swimming beneath dams with electrified spikes along the walls. The 2nd entry in the NES trilogy was still fun, but we preferred the gameplay of the 3rd more, along with the more specific moves, the ability to switch characters, and the surfing levels in number 3. Gotta love a surfing level in a game. It had been a while since I played TMNT 3, but I vaguely remembered a snowy level in the mix somewhere. So I busted through level after level of TMNT 3, trying to find where was this snow level. But then I realized something. The snow wasn't in the 3rd game, it had been in the 2nd. So I went and pulled out the 2nd game and played through the levels and finally discovered Scene 3, Let's Melt Snow and Rebuild NY City. I'm the Play It Again Pastor, and as I'm on the search for the most Christmassy retro video game of them all, I've currently been waffling between the 16-bit and 8-bit eras of games, all on the search for that Christmas cheer. So why not check out this level from TMNT 2, the arcade game, to see just how Christmassy New York City is this time of year. Right off the bat, the turtles are trudging through the snow with snowy bushes and the skyline in the distance. Blocks of ice drop from above as the Foot Clan slides in from the side. Everything is covered in snow, including the Pizza Hut signs placed along the sidewalk that definitely had me wanting to order a pizza. There are holes the turtles can fall in that have been covered with piles of snow, and the Foot Clan even gets a snowy upgrade in this level as the blue ones throw snowballs at you. There are even bouncing snowman robots that hop into the fight, shooting guided missiles at you as you jump around trying to take them out. Once the snow falls off them, the robot underneath is revealed, leaving you with a few more hits before these robots are taken down. And I do have to point out that these snowman robots are officially named in the game info Frosty the Hitman. And they're an exclusive to the NES port of this arcade title. There are also random Zambonis, or are they snowplows with spikes on them that careen across the screen? TMNT 2 is a classic beat-em-up. Waves of enemies enter the screen and you've got to defeat them before moving ahead in the level. The boss here is using a weather machine to create this winter wonderland in New York City, and as you come up to the end of the level, you face off against Tora, the boss, an alien who has come to defeat the turtles. This boss was also unique to the NES game and wasn't in the arcade version. Tora throws large chunks of hail at the turtles and swipes at them as well while walking around the snow. To me, this is definitely not the most difficult boss in the game to defeat, as I find Rocksteady in the first level much more difficult to get past. Gameplay in TMNT 2 versus TMNT 3 isn't very different, except here you can't switch between the turtles during gameplay, and the turtles don't have special moves that are unique to each turtle. You do have a combo move that all of them can use when you press A and B at the same time, which is pretty effective in dealing damage. The fighting action overall is really snappy, and the game is a fun one to play with 2 players especially at the same time. So, how Christmassy is this level? Well, actually, this level got me into a Christmas mood quite a bit. I mean, you have New York City, snowmen, snow-covered Pizza Hut signs, Zamboni snowplows with spikes, and even some falling hail and snowball-throwing Foot Clan members. It kind of made me think of those 1980s holiday specials that many cartoons would have, where everything went Christmassy for an episode. It feels like a miniature episode of the 1987 Turtles show, where the Turtles would have to save New York from the Christmas-themed baddies, intent on turning everything into a blizzardy wasteland. So I'm gonna give this level a solid 50% of a sled ride that is really smooth all around, and actually really fun as well. So far, this level is reaching the top of my Christmas cheer meter. I mean, who doesn't love a good Zamboni obstacle in a video game? But I'm curious if there are even more Christmassy levels out there in the retro world. This one ranks pretty high with Turtle Power, but I'm still wondering if there's another level that will take Christmas to another level.